Hello, hello. Hope everybody's having a good day or good evening or whatever it is where you're at. Okay. Got some I do have some things to say, guys. So I'm just taking my time, I'm sharing, and I've got all kinds of these little notifications going on. So yeah, give me just 1 second. Hey Joshua Coe, it's so good to see you. Boy, I had some interesting things happen. Kind of unfolded. I just got some things today that, like, I'm just very, like, happy with um, what kind of happened within overnight, basically. Checked my email, got some things, set up, and just kind of, now I gotta wait. I gotta wait on calls. So there's that. And yes, I got it's just, it may or may not be good news, but it's a step in the right direction. Um, if I get hello Amber, it's good to see you. I seen where you were working on your apartment. That's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, there may be a chance I may have a job, but I will not talk about the job. It's sort of like what I done with um my former McDonald's job. I am going to need to not be I won't be able to talk about it because this job very well can let me go just for even talking about that job, just like the other stuff and whatnot. So yeah, kind of have to keep it on down low for the time being. And that's awesome, Amber, that you've got that. Um, so there's that potential that I might have a job. I will keep people updated on Twitter. Sadly, though, I may not be on streams. I may not be able to do as much supporting as I have been because of the fact that I will be possibly working during these times. And there's a lot of places that are hiring. Um, as much pain as I went through when I was working for McDonald's, a lot of it is because I'm not used to standing on my feet for too long. And eventually I kind of got over it and I was willing and able to be um, kind of pushed through that pain. A lot of it was because I hadn't been able to work and I hadn't been staying on my feet for so long. Keep it under chicken wraps, yes. Um, One of the first things I do want to work on is saving money. Although I'm very limited to what times I can work and what days I can work. Uh, I'm pretty much in a situation where it's going to take me a while, but I plan on saving some money to get a car. I'm going to get my own car. So that way I can work more and then I can get out when I want to and not have to worry about anything. Hey, Misty, it's good to see you. So I'm very happy about that. A lot of the stuff was done on via email and whatnot. So I hadn't got any calls necessarily, but I had to fill out a whole bunch of forms, which is fine. Um, and most of you guys know my stance for me personally when it comes to taking shots. I will ask them, what do I need to do? I have no symptoms of having COVID. I do have issues with my asthma, so I do cough a lot. I don't have a fever, runny nose, all that stuff. So I may just have to at some point get the um a test done to show that I ain't got it. And I will probably have to continue taking that um if I am working where I'm possibly going to work at. I'm not sure what their policy is because, as far as the employee numbers, I don't know if they meet that threshold or they it's individually stores or whatnot. So this is going to be interesting. Hey, Florida, it's good to see you. So, guys, keep me in your prayers that I got this job, even though I am going to be very limited to what I could do there. I'm still going to be able to do um, this live streams now that I can possibly have some income coming in. I am going to be saving up for a vehicle. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but I'm hoping that and praying that it works. Hey, Herman, it's good to see you. And hello, Quanta Vesmos. Um, Chocolate chip cookies for you. Yes, I'm kind of settled, but I'm kind of like, this is a new adventure for me. Um, I'm very, when it comes to certain things, I'm very picky about what I do. Um, I went on a limb when I was in South Carolina and done done the whole McDonald's thing. I'm not fit for freaking restaurants. I'm very slow. They're very fast paced, and I just couldn't pick up the pace as well as I wanted to. And as being kind of on the older spectrum, I'm gonna let the younger generations be able to do that kind of thing. I would much rather be in a store doing retail, grocery stores, something to that effect. I've previously had some experience with stores, and I kind of like that job. So it would be interesting if I do get this job. Probably going to make me kind of happy. And Vodka Vamp, hello, it's good to see you. Herman. She's picky, Will Fortune. Your joke fell flat. Hmm? But yes, that is one of the big news. So guys, keep praying for me when it comes to um possibly having this job. It doesn't mean that if I don't get this job that I've done put in 5 different applications for a job. Doesn't mean just because that one fell through doesn't mean that this one will. And the next one will. So I'm hoping and praying all this stuff works out right. So uh next thing, little update. I've been working on playing games. I do have some videos I want to kind of edit a little bit, and then I'll post them as I can. When I do start working, those videos are probably going to be what's put up, even if I don't do live streaming. So, yeah, I do appreciate prayers and everything. Also, um, pray for Haunted Trucking, aka Ghost Dog. Him and the family that he is staying with are all sick. Um, I know a couple of them have very similar symptoms as one of the people in the house that tested positive for the virus. And so far, um, Haunted Trucking, he's not any worse right now, but he's not any better either. Uh, Poor soul was gung ho on going live tonight, and he was working towards selling some of the things that he has that he does not have a need of. And it was all the funds that he gets from these sales were going to go for bills and food, um, as he doesn't have a job right now. And him being sick, even if he was to try to get a job, they would probably put him being hired on hold because he is sick. And I appreciate everybody. Like, I'm just, all the support you guys have given me, and even just coming in to say hello, or you watch the replays, lurking. I know there's people that love to lurk. Um, but yeah, Ghost Dog and his family that he's staying with is just, it's just like, you know how when you're in the same household with somebody and they're sick, eventually you're gonna get sick. You got that uh dread that something's gonna happen. You're gonna end up sick, and it usually happens that way. That's kind of my thing. I was noticing it's like everybody started getting sick almost at once. And if you guys want to just straight up donate, um, you can use my PayPal. You're more than welcome to. Just write in the when it asks to if you want to send a message with it, just write in that it's for Ghost Dog, and I will make sure he gets it. The video that I had posted a few days or well, at least I think it was yesterday or the day before. That video has a lot of what he is trying to sell. If you are interested in anything that's in that video, please either email me or contact Ghost Dog. Ghost Dog's handle on Twitter is at it's Ghost Dog _dog. And you can directly message him about it. He will give you a price. He will tell you how to he'll let you know exactly like how to get him the funds and how he's going to send it out and everything. He's done sold the M50 camera that he had. He's done sold it, and supposed to that's at least one thing down. But he's got several other items that are up for sale. So if anybody wants to look at it, I do have the video on my channel. It's not that long. It's very fast, so you may have to pause everything in order to kind of take a look at it. And if you have questions, let me know or Ghost Dog know. Also, pray for Eddie and Jen. They're in the process of trying to look for another place and gather. And they're not asking, but people have stepped up and they're trying to help as best they can. What the Paranormal happened to set up a GoFundMe for Eddie and Jen. It is a pinned tweet on my Twitter. If you go to the original tweet, it has the link there. I've been posting the link as much as I can because they're not really in a safe environment where they're at right now. And of course, most of you guys know he does have, and thank you, Florina, for posting that. Eddie and Jen have children with special needs, and in order for them to find a safer place, they need to be able to have some money to be able to move. And right now, it just seems like by the day it gets scarier and scarier. And it gets me even concerned. So if anybody wants to donate to that or to help Ghost Dog and you don't have access to it, just email me and let me know. And but yeah, I want to let you guys know about that. And Ghost Dog is going to have an auction as he is still trying to sell a few of those items that he has on that video. Definitely, if you definitely want to know more about these items, please be there. He has said about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is about 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. He will be on Trovo and DLive, I believe. I know for a fact Trovo. Let me see if I could get to uh his thing. Now, like I said today, he was supposed to go live and he was just unable to because he's been sick. So now is it gonna let me share? Yep. Oh, come on. Don't do me like that, Trovo. Okay, there's that one. Well, that didn't work. Ghost Dog does not go live on his YouTube channel, although he has attempted to set up on when he is streaming for his YouTube channel be tagged into it. He's not keen on coming back to YouTube at the moment. He has talked about doing either some revamping, or he's doing he may end up doing another channel altogether for certain things that he decides to do. I think this, so he's most likely not going to be too much on YouTube. He is more right now focused on Trovo and D Live right now. Let me see if this works. But yeah, I mean, as much as I can, I will do my best to keep you guys updated. And I know you guys a lot of times ask for updates on him. He is right now not doing so good. He's been sick, but he's not gotten any worse, thank God. He's not gotten any better either. So definitely keep him in your prayers. I think this is going to be more of a long haul sickness. It's going to take a little bit of time for him to get over this. Him and everybody in the house. So they are doing precautions. They are disinfecting things, working on that. Oh, that's not a problem, Joshua. Let me see if I could get this to do the Ghost Dogs D Live. Now he will go live on D Live at the same time he is on Trovo. So if you cannot get D Live to work for you, you can always go to Trovo. Trovo's really where he prefers everybody to try to go to. It's similar to D Live, but it's also a lot different. So definitely check both of them out. If you can't get one to work, you can always get Trovo to work. Carol, hello. And Omar, gosh. It's great to see you. I'm glad I haven't seen you in a while. I appreciate you being here. How are you doing, Carol? Now, there, I did that thing with Phasmophobia, and where it shows like the 1 year anniversary party. Well, today they updated it where they took out everything. Just Ghost dog. Love it. Yeah, I've been kind of like not been getting a whole lot of notifications for some reason. Hoping at some point that things will start slacking up to where I get notifications again. And I do plan on doing some more, I guess you call it downsizing on some of it. I get around. um, and part of it is because I do support so many people. I may not have time to watch somebody's um, stream or video at the time, but I do what I can. As soon as I see it pop up somewhere, I'll either retweet it or share it out um, if I happen to be in the app. And thank you guys for sharing me out. I greatly appreciate it. It does help out a lot when it comes to helping get notifications out, because sometimes the real notifications for that specific app does not always work. So, but yeah, in a few days, if things start working out um, the way it's looking, if things start working out, you may you may not see me quite as much. You may see me start getting sad because I don't get to see everybody. But in a lot of ways, it's a good thing. It gives me something to do and focus on progressing for myself. So that can be my next channel. Spooky Traveler. Awesome. Carol, I've um I've potentially got a job. Potentially. I don't know if I do or not. Not until I get a call. I'm waiting on a call. I've got everything else done. I just need them to review what I got sent to them, and they're supposed to call me, and I'm gonna go ask them when they call me. I'm gonna ask them a couple questions. So you ran into Thor. Uh, so yeah, you guys might not see me around as much, but it's for a good reason. Well, I mean, he might he somebody in the house did test positive. But even if he does, he is doing everything he can to take care of himself. And I did kind of, I guess you could say, lovingly fussed at him, encouraged him to, if anything gets really, really bad, um, that he will go to the hospital, because he hates hospitals. He hates needles, and he hates um going to the doctor. So it's got to be pretty bad if he wants to go. Um, so yeah, I've been busy. Got my YouTube channel. Yes, I've noticed that. I've noticed a lot of people that are pretty big supporters of a lot of other channels are starting to do their channels or focus on their channels and grow. I love seeing that. I love being able to see different people and more people um, being creative and doing their own thing. And that's a good thing about streaming and doing videos is being able to see everybody's got does things differently and they bring things to the table that you normally wouldn't expect. But yeah, I'm happy. It's gonna be rough for a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not gonna say that I'm not nervous because hell, I mean I worked pretty much full time at McDonald's there for 2 months, and to go from that to nothing and now possibly going back, and it's and you guys, if you think about it, it's almost been a year since I've done this done the thing with McDonald's. So Irish whiskey, hello, I have been missing you. I hope everything's okay. It's been a while. I like garlic bread too. But, but yeah, I might have a job. I'm not I'm not gonna put all my eggs in the basket on that one. I've been keeping an eye out for phone calls and emails, just in case. And if it don't work out, I just got other ones I'm working on. So very much hoping and praying I get that phone call. They they must be really needing people like in a lot of these places. I know um a couple of stores my mom and dad were saying they need help. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, half of the stuff that they do have and that's in the back, they cannot get it to stock. And then you've got um other stores that you notice that like not many cashiers are there. And then you've got a lot of stuff not stocked, which very well could be it's in the back and it hasn't been put out yet. Well, I'm glad you're getting better, Irish. I've been missing you and hoping for the best for you. And definitely stay safe. I know with everything going on, and I will say there is things people are going around explaining to combat misinformation, especially people that are against certain aspects and the reasons why um, they're getting banned. So I got to be extremely careful. So yeah, I'm not, for me personally, I will not be talking about the um definitely will not be talking about all that jazz because I do not want to get banned. I've got a lot of videos here that I do not want gone. A lot of good memories, and like I really want to keep it as preserved as long as possible. And But yeah, and it's probably going to take me a while, but I've got to get me a car. I've got to figure out a way to do that. Even though I won't be, uh, I definitely won't be I won't be able to work that much because I got to make sure I have transportation. And the times that I am able to work is very, very limited. They, and I've got, that's one of my biggest downfalls is when it's time to leave, time for me to clock out. I have issues with, they want me to stay over for certain amounts of time. And I'm like, you can't just throw it on me last minute. I need to be able to know when I'm supposed to be able to walk out the door without any extra stuff because I do have somebody waiting on me. And a lot of times, especially with McDonald's, they'll be like, you need to do this, this, and this before you clock out. Fine. Well, I go to do that. I run overtime, got somebody sitting there waiting on me, and people get tired of that. So sometimes I don't have a ride home. I think my dad feels the same way because I remember way back when initially had a job right out of high school, it was the same way. But over there, what I ended up doing was I needed to get some things. So I had to go grab some things to deal with for the next few days I was off. He got aggravated with it. Fun, you know? So, yeah, that's one of the biggest things I'm going to have to work on for myself. Joshua. Yes, Lorna. Save one check at a time. As much as I can. I already can tell you, I'll have already off the bat gonna have my cell phone that I'm gonna have to pay. Um, probably go in a little bit on cigarettes um, and paying a little bit on like me living here, and not to mention help with groceries. That's one of the biggest things. We've been noticing my my parents, they pay a lot into groceries because the cost of them has risen, and I want to help out where I can. Technically, I guess you could say that would be kind of like in lieu of rent, but I don't know. But there is a few things that I need to kind of get kind of back on straight, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me not to try. I'm so, this is another thing. I am really bad at, if I see something, I got the money for it, I'll go get it. Oh, wow, Irish. A little out of each chick. Yes, I am. Um, I've even set it up where, um, if I do have this job, um, the money's going into an account rather than their own little thing. And from there, I have a place where I can save money. So what I'm gonna do is for every, I guess you could say for every $100 that I end up making, it's gonna get $20 of that 100 is gonna get squirreled away in that save little savings thing I got. Um, hey, van life biker, possibly you might have a job, but even though I might have a job, it it's not gonna deter me from still doing like my streaming and my videos. It just means that I'm gonna have to pull back some. Once I start working, I will have to pull back some off of doing a lot of social media stuff. That's the biggest thing. I could save money because I'm a tight ass Irish. I wish I could be like that. I really wish I could be like that. And Florida, I still do swag books. I'm working on it. Not quite there yet. So the fact that it has been almost a year since I've been off of work, it feels weird even thinking about going back to work right now with everything going on. And a good thing about where I'm at now, the numbers are decreasing here when it comes to positives. And hopefully it kind of pans out a little bit better. I just don't buy the stuff unless absolutely necessary. I get that. Um, totally get that. It's for me, it's really hard to not buy something that I really want. Um, I know when I get a car, most of my money is going to be sunk into the car. Um, biggest problem I have with cars is I always buy lemons. I don't know if my dad's the same way or not, but at least he can fix it. When it comes to me, I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know always where to go to get things fixed. So I'm probably going to be looking at some used car places and possibly going to look to buy a vehicle. Um, I'm not going to get a vehicle like I had before. I had a SUV. I loved the hell out of it. It was a Dodge Durango. The thing was, when I got it, it was the engine itself was kind of bad shape. Even though they said it was a good running vehicle, so within I had it for a good 6 months before I decided to go kaput and wouldn't turn over. Oh, I totally get that, van life. Check Facebook for car sales. Definitely do that. Hello, Redneck Connection. It is good to see you. I see you, Ken. But yeah, Ghost Dog and the people that he's staying with, um, out of everybody in the household, there's six of them. One of them has tested positive for the virus, had been hospitalized. Now there's people that have symptoms that have been having symptoms for a few days, and due to the fact that there's nobody in the house that is working and cannot get a job while they're sick, Ghost Dog has decided to sell some stuff that's extra stuff that he had initially bought a couple years ago. Well, he's got he's got a bunch of different things. He's got the video that I have posted has everything in it, and I believe it's called check out Haunted Trucking something or another. But it's a video of all the things that he is trying to sell. Tomorrow he is going to be doing it like an auction, because the first of the month, as you guys know, is it's 2/20 here, so technically it's tomorrow. There's a bills that have to be paid, and of course about the food. And it is going to be on Trovo and D Live where he is going to be doing this at. Um, it's going to be at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If anybody's interested in buying any of it, um, he does go in and he is sanitizing everything before he ever puts it in the box to get it shipped. He is and if you guys are interested in anything that he is selling, he did sell his M50 camera. But if you're interested in anything that he is selling, let him know via his Twitter. And just talk to him, and he'll get you more information. Oh, that's cool, Florina. He boats a car trailer and a horse trailer. I have a van, Tacoma, new and old Beetle, and old bus. Wow. I hope you have a good night, Joshua. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. I really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, there is going to be a lot of changes that I got to make for myself. And one of the good things about the places that I have put in applications at is I've got, I really don't live that far away from any of it. I live far enough away that I do have to do some traveling, but I don't have to spend hours on end trying to get there. Um, 15 to 20 minutes, maybe it drive. That's about it. Uh, there's a couple that I did apply for just down the road from me, which I'm kind of happy that I did. And I hope that I can possibly get something a little bit closer. And thank you, Florina, for putting that out there. Yes, if anybody's interested in buying anything, he's basically got lights, tactical lights, headlamp lights. He's got a GoPro Hero 8 with it's like a flip mirror that you can see what the GoPro's seeing. So you could take selfies or whatever. If the camera's aimed at you, you're able to see what the camera is seeing. He's got some walkie talkies. He's got tripods. He's got a snake camera. A couple other things that he is selling, a generator, I believe, and more. So definitely check out that video. Like I said, if you're interested, contact him. He will give you more information about it and how, if you want to buy it, how to send it to him. So I would have him up here talking about it, but he wasn't feeling good tonight. He was going to do the auction tonight, but he decided, because he wasn't feeling good, that he's just like, I'm just going to bed. And I know he hates doing that, but I'm glad that he's getting some rest though. So how are you doing, Ken? Redneck Connection? How is everybody up in the house? I will have to say today was pretty warm considering it's fall. It's supposed to be not summertime. It's supposed to be nice and cool, and it wasn't today. Earlier it was nice and warm. I got two generators. Yeah, the kind of generator that Ghost Dog has is an electric generator. Like you plug it in for it to charge up, and those things last a good bit. And you got USB places to charge up your, um, like if you've got phones or battery banks, or if you got batteries for cameras or whatever the case may be, you've got USB chargers, and you've got one plug in, certain kind of plug in. um can't remember the other one. um but they're really cool, and I think he was selling it for 120, I believe. Bad pain day. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ken. I tell you what, I've been having issue with one of my legs. My my left, it's only my left leg. It's not my right leg for some reason. Like, it's like when I sit in a certain way, I kind of, it could be the way I'm sitting. I tend kind of like an Indian style in most of the time. And when I go to stretch out from my hip all the way down to my knee, feels like it's just tearing up on the inside. And it takes me a while to get over that pain. Hello, Mo. It all depends on the watts. And he does list it in the video, but I can't remember how much wattage it is. And all the stuff that he's has is either not even been out of the box, it may have been out of the box and not used, and there's some that are have been maybe used once or twice. Oh, and another thing that he has is a digital voice recorder. I think he's selling that for about $50. And the reason why some of it is a little bit higher, some of it's cut dramatically, but there is stuff that is a little bit on the higher end is because it's not been used but maybe once or twice. And then you know, he's trying to keep it as reasonable as possible. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm just really excited. And luckily, I've got things that I don't necessarily need to have. I don't necessarily need to go out and buy a whole lot for this particular job. I've already got it. It's just this, the fact of trying to figure out where all of it's at now because of where I had worked and needed something similar for another job. So I'm just kind of like, well, the only thing I need right now was this. And thankfully, my parents are like, well, we'll help you. So, thank you, Omar. Gosh, look how panicked when I thought nobody could see me. But other than that, I've been doing okay. Um, I like I said, I've been having some pain in my left leg. My from my hip to my knee is just I get to sit a certain way now, and I it could be accounted for being older, but it just really bad hurts, and it gets to the point where like I'm crying, like tearing up, and I'm like, and then finally it relaxes, and I'm fine after that, and it just started a few days ago, and I just don't understand why it's like that. Look for our TDI, Jetta. They're bulletproof. Cool. But it's so great to see everybody. Um, when it comes to my videos, I'm gonna be still doing the gaming videos. I want to be able, and I'm probably gonna do this and try to do this before I have to start. Um, I'm attempting to start work before I'm having to. I'm gonna do at least one paranormal video to post for you guys. I do have footage that I have never posted on YouTube that I want you guys to be able to see. So I'll be working on doing some editing here and there. A lot of videos are going to be posted beforehand, and it's just going to sit there until I'm ready to release them because I may not be able to do a lot of live streaming uh, at the time. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, I have a hard time saying the name, so I end up saying Omar, but it's Omar. So, sorry. I tend to mispronunciate some things. I heard wrong. One thing I don't get, on it. And I will say I'm happy. I'm excited and surprised, but I'm not trying to brag, but I hit 3K followers on TikTok, guys. I never ever thought in a million years I'd ever get to even see that kind of number. Oh, that's cool, Van Life Biker. I might get one if one's available. And I'm getting closer and closer to hitting 6K on Twitter. I'm getting closer. It's not quite there. I think I got like 120 something follower before I hit 6, yeah, 6K there. Would you be willing to record an opening for me? I don't know. I might be able to. Yeah. And I get trolls that people like, they say I'm bragging when I talk about these numbers. And people are not just numbers, guys. People are people. And like, I appreciate every single person. I don't sit here and I don't want people thinking this. I'm not here about numbers. I'm here about wanting to make friends and to be supportive of other people. And a lot of times it just happened. I ended up growing. On TikTok, I'm doing this stuff for fun, or I'm doing stuff to try to help other people. I don't necessarily. Um, I'm starting to come out of my shell on TikTok just a little bit. Um, but even that is a process and still going. On Twitter, I've been on Twitter for the longest time, and seeing these numbers, it just surprises me, and it gets me excited because it gives me more opportunity to get to know people either through their videos or streams, or um, what they tweet out and the way they interact. Like, that's what I'm excited about the most. This to me is a hobby. This is something I love to do. I'm not going to um I look at those numbers and I'm excited. I don't sit here and just think dollar bills, because to me it's not about the money. It's about making connections and making friends and help, just giving something to somebody. Like, my very first video, somebody had asked me about the Christmas lights in my area. I decided with a crappy cell phone that I would take video of the Christmas lights that we have in one of our cities downtown. And from there on, people come up to me privately and publicly and said, if it wasn't for you, um I wouldn't have a channel. I wouldn't be streaming because you've encouraged me. And that's the biggest reason why I do this, is because I felt the same way. I had ended up having encouragement from people on Twitter to even start my YouTube channel, and from there to stream. And if it wasn't for people encouraging me to do what I want to do, what I didn't realize was going to be one of my passions, I wouldn't have ever met everybody, you know? And yeah, just get with me, Redneck Connection, on that opening, and I'll do what I can to help you out. You don't have you don't have a profile on Twitter, and it makes me so sad that people judge others. Yes, there are people that are like, this is just a business for me. I want to do this to create entertainment, and then there's people that are sincere enough to say, hey, I'm just excited about this. I'm excited about the numbers. And I know some people are like, who cares? Well, I care, and I'm gonna say this. When I first started doing my YouTube channel, when I started doing Twitter and whatnot, I was a very timid, shy person. In real life, I'm the same way. Like I kind of clam up in real life when I'm on social media or anything like that. I tend to be more vocal than I ever have. Um, I've always, and part of it is because of the way I grew up. You guys kind of know some of my background with what about my eyes and whatnot. A lot of times it made me feel like I need to be pushed back, or I got pushed in the shadows, and nothing I ever said mattered to anybody. And to have people want to follow me and to get that feedback of the encouragement, whether I meant to at the time or not. Sometimes I give it, I would say my what I feel, and people come to me and explain, you did a good thing today. This is what you done for me. And I'm like, I didn't even realize it. That is really something that, you know, like I said, that's basically kind of my goal, is to help other people. I've always been one to try to help others. And in doing so, it kind of helps me too. It gives me um, a chance to do for others, and in turn I get blessed as well, because it makes me happy that be helping somebody, it matters to me. Too much education, actually finish my being lost. Cool. I know I wouldn't want to quit my job when I have one. Sometimes circumstances got a hold of me. So that's the biggest reason why I am the way I am with even bringing up those numbers. And it's not to discourage people, but when you got somebody that is tends to be so different in real life when it comes to being open and vocal, as opposed to social media, and then to see those numbers and to still grow, it just, to me, it's just amazing. It's like, whoa, wait a second. um like I said, I'm just surprised and shocked. Like, I teared up when I seen that number. I absolutely teared up. That's awesome that you got almost 600 followers on Twitter, Mo. And that's the thing with me too, Van Life Biker. My channel, it, it kind of showcases a lot of little things about me, things that I find interesting, or hobbies that I do, like paranormal. Um, I want to be able to go out and investigate or just explore. Sometimes exploring can turn into paranormal and not realize it. Um, because there's not, even though that there are some exploration YouTubers in North Carolina, sometimes where I live does it's you know the YouTube exploration is few and far between here. I could be working tomorrow somewhere else. And I wish I could do that. Hell, it took me 4 years to get where I'm at now. Where I'm at least got some kind of job opportunities. And part of it, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't even be able to get that, even get to the point where I'm at now. And like I said, all I'm doing is having to wait on a phone call. And then I'm gonna be working in, I will say, category. It's basically retail. Um gonna be doing some things that I've not ever done before, but it's gonna also have some things I've done before too. So I'm gonna be kind of like, okay, get to learn some ropes here and there. And plus, it being retail, my family, when they come to pick me up or drop me off, if they need anything, they can always go in and get it. So that's a good thing. That's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. People need to educate themselves to make themselves stand out in the industry. Yes, typical warehouse or labor job is going away. I agree. Um, but I will say, when it comes to healthcare, I've worked as a caregiver. I I've done that for so long, and it just, I got burned out on it. I got burned out so bad with this. I don't think I would ever go back to healthcare. And I will say I appreciate all the nurses, all the doctors, um, all the caregivers that are working in the healthcare field right now. It's I appreciate them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to get better. Or the caregivers, if it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be um, places where people can live as normal as a life as they could possibly have. There's a lot of good caregivers out there that are um, they work within the rules, of course, and they um, do everything they can to make them feel like part of a family. And to and I will say from experience, not every day is the same. You can't approach every single day the same exact way as you did before. um it's not repetitive. It's not, I mean, it is repetitive to some aspect, but when it comes to how you um approach certain things, it is a lot different than what most people would be used to. You have to have a lot of patience and a lot of understanding and quick on your feet to get things to do better. Like, definitely need to be able to work with people well. And like I said, I just got burned out. I felt like I was being overworked, which I may or may not have, to be honest. It's been long enough. I want to think of the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot of saving up, and pretty soon, I'm hoping sooner rather than later, I'll have me a vehicle. I'll be able to get out and do what I want to do. And as far as YouTube, I'm not leaving. I'm staying. It is good industry or blockchain. Hacker stuff that others don't want to do. Yeah, for sure. Um, and I know sometimes people have their breaking points about different aspects of jobs, and I totally understand that. Exactly, Florina. Like, I can remember a time where I was taking somebody to an appointment in the mountains, okay, not too far from where the Blue Ridge Parkway is. And I had talked to um, the person I was taking care of, and he had mentioned, I've always been close to here, talking about the Blue Ridge Parkway, but he's never visited and part of it was because of my sister um, taking us to see parts of the Blue Ridge Parkway. I found the travel center and ended up on the way back. We went and stopped in to check out the travel center to Blue Ridge Parkway. And of course, Blue Ridge Parkway stretches for a long while through several states and or through at least a couple. And at this travel center, I had interactive things, and he had a good time. We didn't stay too long, but he later said that I made his day because he'd done something he couldn't do. A few years later, he ended up passing away, and I just remember he always bragged when I was around. He'd say, I remember going to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and I appreciated it. So I always think about stuff like that because it can, as a caregiver, a lot of times, whether these people mean to, um, they have ambitions and they want to be able to do stuff. Some of them, unfortunately, cannot, but the ones that can, as a caregiver, if you're able to, and it's okay, you know, why not treat them to something that they haven't been able to see before, such as the short trip to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Me too, Florina. I've slowly stopped watching the news. And I agree with you, Van Life. And welcome back, Herman. It's good to see you. But yeah, that's basically what's been going on with me. I didn't expect. I kind of put my foot in my mouth a few times when it come to like with Ghost Dog and them, like we were talking about getting jobs and whatnot. And I can say, and I told him, I was like, look, I put in a lot of applications and I ain't got nothing back from them, you know, wondering what's going on. And then he has said, I can always get a job. I can do this. I can do that. He said, he finally told me, you just need to uh, figure out how to make some money. And I'm like, what the heck? So I start thinking of ways that like I can like sell, like do merch, sell merch, do some things to um like do little odd jobs maybe with some neighbors, like help them in the garden, or um if they need somebody to come in and help clean, even though I'm not a professional, I would be willing to do it to help them. uh Little stuff like that, little odd jobs here and there. Never expected that I would get the ball rolling on some of this, wanting to get some get get this kind of job. Never expected it. I hope I get the job, and it's just a matter of time. They just got to wait on them to call and get my ducks in a row, and the hard part's going to begin soon, I'm sure. Oh wow, Florida. I have no idea, Van Life Locker. I have not a clue why they done that. I definitely need to slow down on my smoking. I smoke up to 2 packs a day. That is something that I have a hard time with. Um, but I guess as soon as I start a job, that it's already gonna automatically start slimming down. Um, it's it's gonna be interesting. And once I get a vehicle, and I'm thinking way ahead of time, but once I get a vehicle, you guys are probably going to see me all over the place going live and exploring different places, and hopefully by myself going places. Whether or not it turns out to be a interesting thing or not. But yeah, definitely got some plans. I have been having some plans for a while, and I'm hoping that this is just the first step in the right direction for me. Yeah, secondhand smoke can be just as bad as people that do smoke, for sure. So, hell, I've been on here quite a while. Exactly, Van Life Biker. My thing is, why can't we all be respectful of the fact that we have different choices? Doesn't mean that we are absolutely in agreement with each other, but at least respect each other that we have different choices. Just made you tough. Yeah. So we shall see what happens, and I will probably give you guys some updates on um, what ends up happening as it becomes available to me. I'll let you guys kind of know what's happening, and just kind of keep you guys in the loop. Exactly, Herman. Not everyone has to agree with each other. Um, and certainly not everybody, if we all agreed on what each other done or said or whatever made choices that they made individually, life would be pretty boring because it would be full of yes, 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 yes. Um, having different been raised differently than other people and their beliefs in the family and whatnot can be different for everybody. I mean, we all there's a lot of people that have are different religions than I am, but I'm not gonna go and say that they're condemned to hell or whatever. I love them just the same. You know, that's just one part of their life. It's just the same way with politics. It's the same way with a lot of other situations. Exactly, Van Life. Where I really technically where I live, like I don't have a problem in getting a job. Like the biggest thing is getting transportation back and forth to work is part of the problem. Because I do live in such a rural area, it does take a little bit of time to travel. Uh, even walking, like if I was to walk to this area, it's going to take me almost 2 hours to walk. I don't know about you, but if I'm working 8 hours and I'm on my feet for 8 hours, I sure as hell don't want to be walking no 2 hours one way just to get there. It'd take a whole 12 hours to walk over there, do my job, and walk all the way back home. That would be really, really hard. So that's why I mentioned, I just don't have transportation. Now, there are people that I could probably call if I had to once or twice to help me at least get to the job, maybe to pick me up and drop me home, but I wouldn't be able to do it 24/7. So, but it is 3. It's past 3 o'clock. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. We work 10 shifts minimum and walk all day. Wow. 10-hour shifts. Oh, wow. Yeah, I used to work when I was a caregiver. I worked 16 hours. Basically, I was living there and working there at the same time as a caregiver. I'd work 16 hours, only got enough time, quote unquote, downtime, off time, whatever, to sleep. That was it. And even then, I was always interrupted because somebody either had insomnia or uh, they just couldn't get their mind to quieten down so they could sleep. So I had to be up and awake. Um, and then when that happens, it got really to the point where um, when they would nap, I would kind of lay around and nap. And it just got to the point where it's just ridiculous. But I think I am going to be wrapping this up. Um, if Ken is still up in here, definitely get a hold of me. Let me know what you want, how you want it, and we'll work on it. And if anybody has any questions about the items that Ghost Dog is selling, you can contact me directly or you can ask Ghost Dog as well um, via like Twitter or whatever. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have. Oh, wow, Van Love. But much love to each and every one of you guys. I appreciate y'all being here and like got the chance to kind of celebrate with you guys everything positive that's been going on, and I appreciate you guys being here. Um, it means a lot to me, and like I said, I greatly appreciate it, and I will keep you guys updated on what's going on. But much love to each and every one of you guys, and always remember, you never know what's out there till you spread your wings and fly.